All right, to say he's been provocative of late is probably an understatement. Obviously, this pact he signed, that is Vladimir Putin with North Korea's Kim Jong-un. Then he hops over to Vietnam talking about business partnerships. This as he has battleships off the coast of Cuba, 30 miles from U.S. shores. So he's been a busy guy, but it's what he's doing way up there, like in space, that worries my next guest, Congressman Mike Turner, the Ohio Republican, the House Intelligence Committee chairman. Congressman, always good to have you. He's busy, and he might be doing it more than just exploring space, but militarizing it. What's going on?
Absolutely. Well, this is clearly a result of the administration's weakness that we're seeing this provocativeness from Vladimir Putin. He clearly doesn't feel deterred or contained. The administration has made an announcement. They have declassified that Russia is developing a nuclear anti-satellite weapon. This weapon, if detonated in low Earth orbit, would decimate all satellites in low Earth orbit, and it would likely render the entire orbit unusable for up to a year. This from Pentagon experts who have said that this is a real threat not only to our economic security, our national security, but also just even our basic communication systems that we rely on.
There's talk that he'll have the ability to sort of disarm any type of electromagnetic or high-tech features, satellites, anything we have up there. So it could even disrupt any satellite communications we have, or even direct TV, that sort of thing. So it covers a wide gamut. A lot of others say that Republicans are just fear-mongering about this, that he doesn't have that capability. And the proof is how clumsily he's handling the Ukraine war, that he's not nearly as forbidding as you've made him out to be. What do you say?
Well, it's actually the administration. And what we've asked them to do is come clean. Tell the world really what is the status of this development of this weapon that would disrupt everything from agriculture to our ability to tell time, GPS, decimate our economic foundation of really Western culture. This administration is facing a Cuban Missile Crisis in space, and they're sleepwalking us into what really would be a devastating consequence. If this satellite is placed in space, it will be, as General Saltzman of Space Command has said, be day one from which we can no longer rely on space being there the next day. And that means we'd have to rebuild all of our infrastructure where we are all space dependent.
But do you think that would change?
We don't have the option to do so.
Do you think that would change, Chairman, with Donald Trump, who has always had a very good, close personal relationship with Vladimir Putin? Do you think he would really take him on or make these orders, stop what you're doing in space, stop what you're doing off the shores of Cuba, stop all this provocative behavior, that he would actually do that?
Well, absolutely. The difference between the Cuban Missile Crisis and this crisis is we had President Kennedy who stood up to Russia. This administration is timid, afraid to stand up to Russia. Certainly, President Trump showed that when he was serving as president, he would stand up to Russia. And I think that is a big, difference in how we perceive ourselves as being safe in the future. As Russia continues to advance in both its commitments and relationships with our adversaries, North Korea, Iran, strengthening its relationships with China, looking at ways to be provocative in space, as you indicated, in this hemisphere, at Cuba, all of that can be contained with strength on the part of the United States.
All right, we'll watch it very closely. Congressman Mike Turner, thank you very, very much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.